Hi, this is Todd with PC Media One Managed Website Design and Hosting, and I'd like to offer a few tips to consider in designing your website layout and content for a business website. I think we can learn a lot from existing sites that are out there, the giants, and sites that maybe you haven't heard of but are successful in their own right. First is we're going to look at Google here. The mothership, very simple design, logo, search bar. Again, this is what I call a brandable site, meaning when people go to these sites, they know what to expect. When you go to Google, you expect to be able to search. With Google, white background, lettering, search box. This isn't by coincidence. For those of you that remember Alta Vista, Google was not the first search engine on the block, but they made a strategic decision and it paid off big time. So very simple design, but imagine if this was the search bar here was below the fold and they had ads and images up here. They wouldn't do it, number one, and number two, people would be pissed. So keep it simple, i.e. like Google. Amazon is another one. When you think Amazon, you think shopping. So right away they have a search bar at the top. They have a listing of departments. And in the middle of the page, they also have some products here, individual products. But you notice these images aren't gigantic. They're not overbearing. They're not distracting. They're relevant to products in the news. They let people that are interested go and find more information about them. The third site is, of course, Craigslist. When you go to Craigslist, you think classifieds. Now, the site itself, not very aesthetically pleasing, very basic. But guess what? It works. Millions of people every day are on this site. The site doesn't look too good, but does that matter? No, because they deliver substance. So, those are brandable sites. So if your site isn't a brand name yet, then you have to provide information that these other sites don't. Okay, these other sites don't have to tell you who they are, what they do, what they can do for you. Okay, but you're going to have to do that. Okay, so you got to give the viewer a compelling reason to take the action that you desire. Okay, whether that's pick up the phone and call you, whether that's fill out a form, or whether that's to buy from you. So if they don't know you, why should they do that? Especially if you're just going to have a fancy logo on there, a phone number saying, call me, I do such and such a service. Why should I? I haven't heard of you. I don't know who you are. All right, so you can't expect results with just a fancy logo and a phone number. Okay, remember, the website is not about you. Your website is not about you. No one really cares how fancy it looks, how cute it is, whether you really love it, whether it matches your car or your house. It's the substance that matters. Okay, so remember Craigslist when you go in designing your site. So we're going to cover a couple more sites that you may not have heard of, or you might have, but you know what kind of emphasizes some of these points. So some of the things to ask yourself in designing your website is, number one, is it relevant to the keywords that people are going to type in to find you? Number two, does it provide useful or interesting information to compel the user to learn more? Number three, is the page layout and color scheme easy to read? And does it guide the viewer where you want them to go? Number four, are the images that you're using, are they too distracting? Do they push the information that people want down below the fold? Number five, when you look at the page, can you quickly tell what you do, what you're offering, why the viewer should consider using you, and what the viewer will get? Those things are important. So if you can't quickly tell what's going on, people are going to hit that back button and they're going to go somewhere else. So just remember that. You've got to give them a compelling reason to stay on the page. And I think one thing to keep in mind, if you're using your Google Analytics, if you got a bounce rate problem, meaning I would say roughly 35, 40% or more, then you got to look why are not, have traffic, why aren't people staying? Perhaps you're not giving them enough of a reason to stay. Okay, so now we're going to look at a couple sites. Here's one for how to tie a tie. What I like about this site is right away you can see, okay, headline, learn how to tie a tie. Thumbnail images, not overbearing. Boom, they're listing very well structured, laid out here. 4 and a hand knot, Pratt knot, half Windsor, Windsor knot. Boom, right there, information. Directory on the left-hand side, what's happening there. And he has some favorite ties and color schemes on the right for sale. So, you're at the right site when you say how to tie a tie. If that's what you're typing in to get here, boom, you're pretty comfortable. You know what they're offering. You know it's the information you're looking for. Biz buy sell. If you're looking for, okay, I want to sell my business, right away I can say, or buy my business, I should say, either one, but you can see in the menu here, sell, buy. You could look up a business easily, so right away the headline is key, as well as search bar. Okay, in Locks of Love. In general, I like the headlines, how you can help. Perhaps I'd move that up in the page, and maybe I would put a headline regarding hair so I can understand, if I haven't heard about it, what it does and what they're looking for as far as the donation goes. Okay, another one is Encyclopedia Britannica. This site is an example of, I'm not sure, this to me is distracting with this photo image here. Yes, it's nice, the Hindu shrine towers, but is it relevant? It's pushing this information here below the fold. So, yeah, it's nice to look at, but I'm coming here not to look at pretty pictures. But anyway, the good part about this is right up front, boom, try it free. They're offering a reason to look further. And that's a free trial, okay? And you're going to look further with that. So that comes back to what are some of the important things to consider in designing your page, your layout, and some of the content on your page. And with that, just as to sum things up, boom, KISS, as we saw with Google, Craigslist, keep it simple. Be relevant. Since you're not a brandable site, you got to solve a problem. Emphasize the benefits first, then the features. Offer a trial, a giveaway, or something for an email. Don't just put sign up for my newsletter. Why? Give them a reason. That's not a good enough reason. Make sure you're going to put your unique selling proposition in somewhere. Why should they continue to be on this page? Why should they consider calling you, filling out the form, etc.? All right. Another one is right for the visitor, not the search engines. Remember, people are reading this, so you want to give them a compelling reason to do business with you or take the action you're requesting. And finally, entice the reader to learn more. The old, what's in it for me? You need to provide value if you're not already a giant brand providing a service everybody's expecting and doesn't need any convincing about. So hopefully some of these tips have helped. This has been Todd with PC Media One, managed website design and hosting.